William Brogan. I was born here. I've been here all my life. I have 2 degrees from the University of Tennessee. So we do wealth management and retirement planning. So what does that really mean? Anything in your life that could impact your finances, whether it's investing money, whether it's how to structure income, if we can optimize our taxes, so we serve people. And that's part of our mission statement. We serve people.
All right, my friends, happy Friday Eve. Sure hope you're having a great morning so far. Hopefully you enjoyed yesterday. It was a toasty day, and believe it or not, the toasty weather is going to continue, well, for quite a while. Not much change in the forecast for the day today and the coming days. So let's go ahead and take you outside and show you what it looks like a live look in Anderson counties. Now, yesterday, if you were with me, we were showing you the dense fog yesterday morning. And then I was hanging out in the studio, and I was like, hey, that camera doesn't look like it's updating. And, of course, these are my East Tennessee weather cameras, right? And I was like, uh-oh, it's not updating. And then I opened it up, and I was like, wait, it's almost 11:15. Is it still foggy in Anderson County? Then I went to the satellite, the visible satellite imagery, and I was like, wait a second here. Wait just a second. We still had fog all the way from Anderson County up towards Norris Lake, from Lake City, and even over towards, say, Maynardville a little bit, in parts of Union County. And I was like, this is insane. We didn't have widespread dense fog, but it was just this little location that it took forever for the fog to burn off. So for you folks joining us from Anderson County, Clinton areas, if you were stuck in the fog yesterday, you have plenty of sunshine and a beautiful start to the day. Did you see the moon this morning? A little sliver, a little nice little crescent moon, and Venus and Jupiter can be seen. Well, not now because the sun's up, right? But now that it's like we go to the bus stop and take the kids to the bus stop, and it's like now it's getting darker. So now it's dark on our way to the bus stop, so you can actually see the stars and the moon a little bit better. Hard to shoot video when you're completely in the dark at the bus stop. But hey, listen, a beautiful day on tap for the day today. So hopefully you have a chance to get out and enjoy it a little bit. Let's talk about yesterday for a moment. We saw a nice average day, above average actually in Chattanooga. Chattanooga made it to 89. Average high is 84. Now, Chattanooga is typically about a couple of degrees warmer than Knoxville, and Knoxville's a couple of degrees, a degree or two warmer typically than Tri-Cities when we're talking averages. And so that's why I take Knoxville and the Central Valley as just kind of the baseline for our forecast. So if you are joining us from Tri-Cities, if you are joining from the Cumberland Plateau or the Southern Valley, just kind of keep in mind the baseline, i.e. your 7-day forecast, is going to be a general idea based on the Central Valley, so give or take depending on your location. But an average high for this time of year, remember, it's going down pretty quickly. Our averages are now 82. So we're going to be trending above average today, well above average Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we stay, well, above average. We got a big old football game. We're going to be talking about that forecast here in just a moment. We do have a chance for a couple of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, but it's going to be fairly lackluster. We just don't have a lot of instability. We don't have a lot of moisture, and we don't have any major triggering mechanisms. I think Saturday, by the way, we may have a couple more afternoon showers and storms that would fire up. Good morning, Rose, Kimberly, Vera. We've got Chris joining us this morning. Krista, Doug. What's up, Doug? How are you this morning? Kathy, Julie, rain for the UT game? I don't think so, but because it's a 12:45 game, so we wouldn't have any rain then. Maybe towards the end of the game, there's a chance for seeing an afternoon thunderstorm fire up. So I'll walk you through that forecast here, Julie, in just a moment. 60s this morning. It's comfortable. Had the sweatshirt on when I took the kids to school. Some of you already posted on social media. It's kind of chilly outside. It's just that time of the year, and it feels just really good during those early morning hours and the evenings as well. Lunchtime today, great, but warm. We're going to be pushing close to 80. Kids heading home from school today. We're going to be in the mid-80s. And our forecast highs will be, again, a little bit warmer across the Tennessee-Kentucky border. We'll go mid-80s, mid to upper 80s across the Central Valley, Cumberland Plateau, and then the Southern Valley is going to be pushing close to about 90 in some locations. So a little bit hotter further south you are. 82 by 6, 76 by 8, and 71 degrees by 10 o'clock. If you've got meetings or events to go to here this evening, it's going to be a nice evening. Now, if you are joining us from the mountain counties, you have a chance for an isolated stray shower. I'm not expecting much throughout the day today. Here's your Futurecast model. We pick up our timeline this morning. Good morning, Sue. How are you this morning? Yes, we shall. Ahoy, Matthew. Okay, so nothing going on from now through noon, obviously. It's great. Then we'll start to see the clouds building throughout the day. So we'll call it a few fair weather cumulus clouds across the plateau and the mountains, probably mostly sunny here in the valley. We have a pretty stable atmosphere taking shape. So again, I'm not expecting a whole lot. When you actually look at your rainfall forecast for the day, it's pretty much null and void, right? But I've added a 10% chance for a stray shower today because, again, on the 7-day forecast, people look at that. Or if you go to your app, go to the East Tennessee Weather app, you'll notice that the forecast does change depending on your location. So if you're in the mountain counties, probably about a 20% chance for rain today. Now, let's go to tomorrow. Tomorrow, we may get a couple more showers and thunderstorms to fire across the mountains. So you can see down towards Monroe, Blount, and Sevier County, maybe a couple of thunderstorms developing during the heat of the day. And then we have a little wave that's not going to directly impact us, but it brings enough energy and lift to the atmosphere that when you add Saturday to the forecast, maybe a few more showers and storms that would develop across the mountains and maybe push their way into the valley. So that's what we need to watch for closely. Of course, if you're going down to Neyland Stadium for the football game or if you have any outdoor plans. So let's highlight the weekend forecast. Saturday, 87, 85 Sunday. Again, sunny skies, a cool morning on Saturday. Great for tailgating. And a warm afternoon. Sunday, staying warm. I think we'll have a few more clouds. Morning clouds and some afternoon sunshine are looking likely on Sunday. So here's that game day forecast for tailgating, 65, warming to 80 by noon and kickoff. So we'll probably be about 83 or so for kickoff because it's at 12:45, and those are hourly temperatures. Up to about 86 to 87 degrees Saturday afternoon. And you're going to be in the direct sunlight for most of the day. So the sweat factor goes way up for this football game, as it was this last game as well. Rain chances pretty much lackluster, but there is about a 20 to maybe upwards of about a 30% chance of rain over the next 7 days. When you look at the big picture pattern, high pressure is in control at the surface. There's our little system to our west. That's a system that's not going to directly impact us, but notice Saturday, it's going to bring us enough energy that you'll notice a few more showers and storms starting to fire up. Good morning, Maxine. How are you this morning? We got Knox Christ Patriot. What's up? How are you? Heading out to the wife's favorite restaurant for her 21st anniversary dinner tonight. Where is this favorite restaurant? Do tell, please. Do tell. I always like to find out new restaurants. Where are some good restaurants? Where are some new restaurants? What are your favorite restaurants? If it's a quick dinner, if it's a nice date night, do you change? If Tom's on here this morning, big shout out to Tom and his wife. They were celebrating their anniversary yesterday. I talked to him yesterday, and he was picking up some dinner. They were going to go out to dinner, and then the wife was like, I just kind of want to go. I want it to come back to the house. I want to hang out at the house. Good on you. So from now through Saturday night, best location of seeing rainfall is going to be across the mountains. But when you fast forward time, again, over the next 7 days, not a ton of rain expected across the area. Most of it's going to be over into West Tennessee, Western Kentucky, the upper Midwest, and down across the southern central Great Plains. That's where that low pressure system is hanging strong. Now, I know this kind of flip-flops from day to day. The general idea is maybe we could start to trend with a little bit more moisture to round out the month. The heat is on, though. That is for sure. Look at your 7-day forecast. Oh, by the way, the first day of fall comes in on Monday at, I think it's 12:16, something like that, 12:16, 12:19 on Monday. Either way, first day of fall is on Monday. Should we be excited about that? Or should we say, it ain't sweater weather, my friends. It ain't sweater weather. It's going to be hot. So don't pull out the sweaters yet. And when you look above and beyond the 7-day forecast, the heat may continue. Remember, average high is in the low 80s for this time of the year. And so all this says is we could be trending above those seasonal averages as we saw in the 7-day, but this may continue above and beyond the 7-day forecast. So I don't know. You know, every year is a little different. So we just have to embrace it for what it is. Ooh, let's take you outside. Here comes the sun peeking over the horizon in Anderson County. Ooh, what's up, Tom? I just talked about you. Didn't know if you saw that or heard that. Not a new restaurant. Chesapeake's my favorite as well. All right. So do you do the Chesapeake's downtown, or are you doing the Chesapeake's in West Knoxville? And the reason why I ask you that is while the Chesapeake's in downtown gives you that old coastal feel, I actually like the Chesapeake's in West Knoxville a little bit better. I don't know why. But either way, the food's the same, right? It's good. But Chesapeake's is like one of our favorites as well. Now, I got to ask you this now. If you go to Chesapeake's, what are you getting? Like we always get oysters. Sometimes too many oysters. And then we walk away and go, well, that was an expensive bill. Let's talk about your national holiday, shall we? It is September 18th. Everyone jam. Come on, let's jam it out. I mean, you're not that old, Tom. What's up, Angela? Ooh, send it my way. Send it my way. The coach Brenna. I got a beautiful picture of the sunrise on my way to work this morning. It is stunning. You know, do you have the East Tennessee Weather app? If you do, you can upload that through Witcher's Pictures on the app. Submit that photo. It would come right in. We could share it this morning if you do it right now. Good morning, Cuddles 918. I love the name of handles sometimes. Anyways, it's September 18th. We're celebrating birthdays and events. If you're celebrating an event, a birthday, let us know in the chat. It's National... This is funny, actually. It's National Pawpaw Day. Did you know that? Did you know that the third Thursday in September is National Pawpaw Day? It just reminds me of the song, Way Down Yonder in the Pawpaw Patch. And actually, somebody on social media the other day was like, hey, Witcher, I'm making a pawpaw pie. Say that 10 times fast, right? Go celebrate your pawpaw patch. Air Force, it's the Air Force's birthday. Did you know that? Let's see when was the Air Force The Air Force's birthday on September 18th commemorates the establishment of the United States Air Force. Almost from the moment the Wright brothers found a way to soar with the birds, the military incorporated aeronautical pursuits into their missions. However, the Air Force did not become a separate branch of the armed forces until September 18th, 1947. You know what's crazy to me? Sometimes when I think about history, and of course we're going to go over some weather history and some world history as well here this morning, but sometimes when I think about things, I'm like, only 1947, that's it? It doesn't really seem that long ago, right? It's less than 100 years old. I don't know. Time is a trip, and social media doesn't have to help at all when you get the memories that pop up. You're like, that was like 15 years ago? Feels like it was yesterday. It's National HIV and AIDS Aging Awareness Day. Good day for that. National Cheeseburger Day. I'm going to give a big shout out to that. I do love me a good cheeseburger. Right now, throw it in the chat. We've done it before. Name your favorite restaurant that has the best cheeseburger in town. Go. I know it's going to take a while to populate on the chat. Best cheeseburger in town. What's it going to be? Cuddles 918, happy birthday to me. It's your birthday? Well, happy birthday to you, Cuddles 19. Awesome. You want to say how old you are? You don't have to. All right, list your favorite place to get a cheeseburger. Let's see. Yes, I was in the Air Force and my husband. Well, thank you for your service. Eva says thank you for your service as well. I did not know that about you, Angela. That's cool. I wanted to be a pilot, right? And when I was 17 years old, I had two friends' parents that were commercial pilots. And I sat them down before I graduated high school. And I said, okay, this is what I want to do. How do I do this? They both gave me the exact same answer, very short. Join the Air Force or buy your own airplane. Thank you for your service, because I was never a military person. But I was like, well, I'm not going to buy my own. I'm 17 years old. Who buys an airplane? I don't have millions of dollars. Hindsight's 2020, right? Because now that I know, I could have bought an airplane for like $15,000 back then, which would have been cheaper than probably going to college. Because then I could have had this all paid for in some form or fashion. Anyways, those are your national holidays. I guess I'll just keep this up by, I don't know. You're not going to be able to see that, but we'll just go through it. I'll just highlight them. We're talking about that one. In 1989, Hurricane Hugo hit Puerto Rico, producing wind gusts of 92 miles per hour at San Juan, and wind gusting to 120 miles an hour at the Roosevelt Roads. In 1988, a strong cold front produced severe thunderstorms in the north central U.S. High winds become behind the cold front, gusted to 92 miles per hour in Fort Collins, Colorado. That happens a lot across the foothills of Colorado. Post-frontal winds, and man, from Boulder to Evergreen to Fort Collins, they can get some nasty wind. In 1987, Early morning thunderstorms in North Texas produced winds gusting to 65 miles per hour and over 2.5 inches of rain. And in 1926, the Great Miami Hurricane, produced winds reaching 138 miles per hour, which drove ocean waters with the onshore, drowning 135 people. The eye of the hurricane passed over Miami, at which time the barometric pressure reached 27.61 inches of mercury, tides up to 12 feet high, and they claimed 372 lives. Now, see, this one's you're not going to be able to see either. But anyways, we'll keep it on the screen in case you have your little spectacle glass. In 1998, the FDA approved a once a day, easy to swallow medication for AIDS patients. That was 1998. That seems about right. In 1965, the first episode of I Dream of Jeannie was shown on NBC TV. The last show was televised on September 1st, 1970. I Dream of Jeannie was only on for 5 years. In 1851, the first issue of the New York Times was published. That's crazy. 1851, the New York Times. In 1810, Chile declared its independence from Spain. And in 1789, Alexander Hamilton negotiated and secured the first loan for the United States. The temporary loan of 1789 was repaid on June 8th, 1790. Less than a year later, at the sum of $191,608.81. And there you have it, my friends. History, weather history, and the national holidays. You get it all. Where shall we take you? Ooh. We've got some river and lake fog. That's Fort Loudon Dam. That's Fort Loudon Lake. The dam is off in the distance, and a foggy start to the day. So again, fog along rivers and lakes. And that's about the extent of it. All right, I asked about what's your favorite place to get a cheeseburger. Totally agree about the Chesapeake's. My wife and I worked at downtown for 10 years. Oh, did you really? Nice. Let's see. For those of you who have asthma, COPD, or emphysema, and the young and pets stay inside as much as possible. Okay. Let's see. You get filet and crab cakes. Sounds good. Can't go wrong with that. Their crab cakes are delish. If you like crab cakes, check out the Shrimp Dock. You have to cook them yourself at home, but they have a fantastic remoulade and crab cakes. That's where we get crab cakes every single year. Twice a year, actually. Let's see. Good morning, Tina. How are you? It was called something else before, the Air Force. Let's see. What's up, Buck? How are you this morning? Ooh, 46, and you're still young yet. Yes, you are. Well, happy birthday to you. 46 years young. Or, as my wife likes to say, it's 29 and holding, right? The Greenback Diner has a good cheeseburger. Litton's off of Broadway. You know, Buck, here's the deal. I need to go back to Litton's. It's been a long time since I've been to Litton's, right? I used to live over in that part of town. And one time, I never would go out to eat in restaurants by myself. That's not my style. I don't like to sit there by myself in a restaurant and have everyone stare at me. It's weird. I know I'm a weird dude. I'll take it to go and bring it back to my house or my apartment while I was living in an apartment off of Clinton Highway. I guess it was, whatever. Anyways, and so I decided to go over to Linton's because I had heard about Linton's. This is back in 2005. And I remember going to get a cheeseburger. I brought it back home. But the thing is you just can't take cheeseburgers to go. It just doesn't work. Even if you go to fast food. By the time you go from the fast food restaurant to home with your cheeseburger, it's not good anymore, in my personal opinion. You can't reheat them. That's gross, I think. So it's like cheeseburgers, if you get them to go, you just got to eat it in the car. Or you got to go to the restaurant. But I need to go back to Linton's. Chow Hall for the best cheeseburgers? Where is that? Please do tell. My favorite cheeseburger location is probably at this point of the time is probably more likely than not a Bridge Brewing Company. They've got the great one. Julie says Linton's as well. Yes, I do. I've had their cheeseburgers. That is good. You're right, Ben. It's in Kearns Food Hall, which is a great place, and I love Kearns Food Hall for sure. Good morning, Brian. How are you this morning? Yeah, if you fly it or float it, rent it or lease it, it'll save you thousands of dollars. You ain't wrong with that, my friend. Best burger, Five Guys or Linton's. Five Guys does have a good burger. I actually took my son to Five Guys. It's been a couple months probably. He had never had it before. I was like, dude, they've got the best French fries and the best hamburgers. I love their, the smash burgers. I ended up getting a double. It was just a little bit too much meat. But man, and he was like, Dad, this is so greasy. I was like, I know. That's what makes it so good. Right? That's what makes it so good. Buck says Five Guys cheeseburger and fries. Yeah. You like Burger King's. Okay, now, would you just get a classic cheeseburger at Burger King, or are we going for the Whopper? Because I'm going for the Whopper. If I'm going to Burger King, I get a Whopper. If I go to McDonald's, I'm getting a double cheeseburger. Let's see what else. I guess that's about it. I don't really eat cheeseburger. I mean, I like to grill smash burgers at home. Those are some of my favorites. My wife probably makes a better smash burger than me, believe it or not. I think you can believe that. I just kind of tend to overcook them. She's like, you're not, let me get in there. Let me smash this burger and make dinner tonight and the kids were like, yeah, Mom's burgers are better than yours, Dad. I'm okay with that. I can handle that. But I can smoke some awesome ribs and some pork butt. And that sounds really good right about now. Maybe I'll go get myself a pork butt or some ribs and start smoking them today. The best burger I grew up with was Layman's Market on Dolly Parton Parkway. Never been there. The one you're talking about actually is between Halls and Gibbs on Emery Road. Ben, I'm going to have to check this out. It's National Cheeseburger Day. You know what that means? I feel like I need to go get myself a cheeseburger today. Hey, babe, you want to meet for lunch? She's got to go to work. She's not going to be able to meet for lunch for a cheeseburger, but maybe she would. I'll take her to lunch. Sevier Avenue Burger Comp is also good. Have you ever heard of, I'm going to pull a blank now. My favorite cheeseburger back in the day growing up. Yep, it's gone. We don't have them here. It's in Colorado. But in high school, we used to go there all the time. They had the best fry sauce. I mean, do you remember when these fast food restaurants had fry sauce? Like, hands down. Like that smoky, mayonnaise-y, I guess it's like Worcestershire saucy kind of thing. It's so good. Tom and I are supposed to still have a cook-off. Not a cookie-off, Tom. Not a cookie-off. We're not making cookies, Tom. We're actually going to be we're supposed to have a barbecue cook-off with Tom. Tom and I have been talking about this, what now, for a year and a half? Has it been a year and a half already, Tom? Maybe even 2 years. Oh, how time flies. I mean, did you know in just like less than half a month, East Tennessee Weather will have been a platform for 2 years? I'm going on my 2-year anniversary. That is crazy. Sonic has some pretty good cheeseburgers. I'll agree with that. And if I go to Sonic, I'm getting a grape cream slush. Have you ever had a grape cream slush there? Yeah, Chris is going the Whopper. I like the Whopper as well. At 62, you can't eat McD's or Burger King anymore? Yeah, they are gut bombs, aren't they? My coworker said that Buc-ee's and get the brisket and the egg burrito. Well, that's always good. Buc-ee's does have some good stuff, but I try to, I don't know. I've been into Buc-ee's like a couple of times. Okay, Whataburger. Have you been to Whataburger? We've got a Whataburger in town now, right? Whataburger is kind of like In-N-Out, right? It's okay. You're such a little guy. You don't have fat fingers, Tom. If you're in Sharps Chapel, check out Smoked Up Grill. Some great food close to Lakeview Dock. 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The best food in town. That sounds good. Y'all are making me hungry. I'm getting hungry now. Hey, by the way, it's 7:55. I sure hope you have a great day. It's a froggy start to the day for some of you, not so much for others. I'm not really looking at a whole lot of rainfall throughout the day today. Maybe a couple of afternoon showers and storms across the mountains. Few and far between today. Maybe a couple more across the mountains tomorrow. And then Saturday, we'll have to watch for a couple of those to drift off into the valley. Really minimal coverage of rainfall over the next 5 to 7 days. We don't have any major storm systems on the way. We need the rain. I say it day in and day out. We'll get some eventually, right? We'll get some eventually. It's just let's not get into October in a drought. The U.S. Drought Monitor comes out this morning. I'll be posting that on social media if you're interested in that. Other than that, just get out and enjoy the sunshine if you possibly can. Take a bike ride. Take a nice little hike. Go walk around the neighborhood this morning or this evening. Or if you're at work watching right now, hey, tell the boss thanks for letting you watch Wake Up with Witcher at work. We're on your way to work. Tomorrow's Friday. Big football weekend. It's got a nice little ring to it. Have a great day, my friends. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Be safe. Be kind to each other. Always be kind to one another. Life is just too short. See you tomorrow.